right into it, coming down onto our hands and knees, making our way into a tabletop. As we find our way down, make sure our shoulders are above our wrists and our hips are above our knees. Spread our fingertips out wide and press evenly into our fingers. We're going to move through a couple rounds of cow and cat, just starting to warm up the spine. And on your next inhale, roll the shoulders down and back. Gently drop your lower belly, gaze forward for cow. Exhale, press the mat away, round through your spine for cat. 2 more times. Inhale, roll the shoulders down, drop your lower belly for cow. Exhale, press the mat away, feel the space in your shoulder blades expand for cat. Inhale, cow, gaze forward. Exhale, cat, press the mat away, tuck your tailbone under for cat. And come back to tabletop. Extend your right leg straight back, pointing all 5 toes towards the mat and then dropping your foot down, pressing back through your right heel. Maybe starting to feel a stretch through the back of your leg, your hamstrings, or your calf. And pick your leg up, sway it off to the left side of the mat, and peek over your left shoulder. Notice where you feel this side stretch, maybe through your right side body, maybe through your right hip. And release from that, picking up your right leg again. Start to bend your knee and open your hip up to the side and start to make gentle hip circles with your leg off to the side. Think about drawing circles with your knee one way and then switch, reversing the motion and release back to tabletop. Moving straight into the other side now. Kick your left leg straight back, point all 5 toes under, and press back through your left heel. Noticing the stretch. And rise your left leg up. Sweep it off to the right side of the mat, peeking over your right shoulder. And release. Bring your leg up. Start to bend your left knee and open your left hip up to the side, making hip circles on your left side now. Try to keep the weight in your hands evenly distributed. And reverse. Set that left knee down. Coming back in tabletop for a second. Move your hands about a handprint forward on the mat. Tuck your toes under. We're going to move your hips up and back to our first downward facing dog. Really bend your knees. Feel your spine grow long, drawing the shoulders out of your ears. And gaze forward towards your hands. And start to walk your feet up to meet your hands, coming into a forward fold. You can bend your knees a lot. Release your neck, release your head towards the floor. And halfway lift, straighten your legs, bring your hands to your shin, gaze forward. And exhale, forward fold, let it all go. Your next inhale, sweep the arms up towards the sky or coming all the way up to standing. Exhale, shift your weight into your heels, bend your knees, and sit back into chair pose. Remember to keep breathing through here. Take a peek down, make sure you can see all 10 toes. Maybe give them a little wiggle. And release down to forward fold. Heel toe your feet out wide so the outer edges of your feet are with the outer edges of the mat. Generously bend your left knee, plant your left palm on the mat, and sweep your right arm up, moving into a twist. Notice where you feel this stretch. Maybe through your right hamstring, your right hip. Feel the compression through your left hip. And release back down. Bend into your right leg, plant your right palm down, and then sweep your left arm up. And release that. Heel toe your feet back in together, about hip width apart. Stepping your right foot back and then your left, and pressing your hips straight back up to downward facing dog. Take one full round of breath here. On your next inhale, sweep your right leg up. And exhale, bend your right knee. Bring your right foot up towards your hands and drop your left knee down. Move up onto your fingertips, rolling the shoulders down and back, broadening the front of your chest. Take a second here to really feel this pose. And we're going to start to straighten our right leg, so maybe move your hands back. Straighten your right leg, point your toes towards the sky. Drawing your right hip back. And just noticing where you feel this one. And release from that, bending into your right knee again, moving your hand forward. Plant your left palm down, and then sweep your right arm towards the sky. And release. Tuck your toes under on your left foot, pick up your left knee, and then sweep your right leg right back into your down dog. Your next inhale, sweep your left leg up and start to bend your knee, draw your knee into your nose, planting your foot by your hands, and then dropping your right knee down, coming up onto your fingertips, gazing forward, broadening the chest. And then start to straighten out your left leg. Maybe bring your hands back, point your toes towards the sky, flexing your feet. Remember to keep breathing through these poses. And release, coming back into our modified lunge, planting our right palm down, and then sweeping our left arm towards the sky. Plant the left hand back down on the mat. Tuck your right toes under if they aren't still tucked. Lift up your right knee. And then send your right foot up to meet your left, coming into a forward fold at the top of your mat. Release your head, release your neck. On your next inhale, straighten your legs, bring your hands to your shin, gaze forward for halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Bend your knees, or maybe start to straighten them out. And on your next inhale, sweep your arms all the way up towards standing. Exhale, palms come in front of your heart. We're going to move into chair again. So inhale, sweeping the arms up. Exhale, shift your weight into your heels and sitting back. Taking a peek down, making sure you can see all 10 toes. Maybe sit down a little lower. Breathe through this. We're almost done. And release, forward fold. Heel toe your feet out wide again. We're going to come into a ragdoll. So you can bend your knees, bring opposite hands to opposite elbows. Gently sway your hips side to side. Release your neck. Maybe nod your head yes. Shake your head no. One more round of breath here. And release your hands down towards the mat. Heel toe your feet back in, stepping your left foot back and then your right this time, and pressing your hips up to your downward facing dog. Inhale, sweep your right leg up. Exhale, bend your knee, draw your knee into your nose, planting your right foot down. We're going to move into full crescent lunge this time, or if you would like, you can always drop your knee if that feels more stable for your low back. So come up onto your fingertips, finding stability here first. And then sweeping your arms all the way up towards the sky. Maybe noticing the stretch through the front of your left hip, drawing the shoulders away from your ears. And release your hands back down towards the mat. Bring your right hand to the inside of your right foot and start to heel toe your right foot off to the edge of the mat, coming into a lizard pose. You can stay here with your back knee lifted, or you can drop your back knee, maybe untuck your toes so you can sink down a little bit farther. If this isn't enough and you would like more, you can come on down to your elbows, crawl your arms forward. And starting to come out of our lizard, drop your back knee if it is still lifted. Bring your hands back up to your feet. And bring your right arm to the outside edge of your foot. Start to heel toe your right foot off to the left side of the mat, releasing now into a pigeon pose. You can come up onto your fingertips, finding a nice little back bend. And come up onto your fingertips, keep sitting up tall. Or if you'd like more of a stretch, start to crawl your hands forward, coming down into your elbows, maybe releasing your head, releasing your neck. See if you can notice any areas of tension here. Bring awareness to them and start to breathe through those body parts. And on your next inhale, start to rise out of our pigeon pose, bringing your hands up by your knee. Rising up onto our hands, tucking your left toes under, lifting up your left leg, and then send your right leg straight back up into a three-legged dog. You can stay here or bend your knee, open your hip. Make some nice circles with your hips and your knees again. Or bend and straighten your leg. And release back to your downward facing dog. Sweep your left leg up. We're moving straight into the other side. Bend your left knee, bringing your foot up to meet your hands. Rising up onto our crescent lunge, coming up onto your fingertips, finding stability through our legs first. And when you're ready, sweeping the arms up towards the sky. Maybe sinking down a little bit lower into the lunge. If this feels like too much, you can always drop your back knee. Notice the stretch through the right side of your hip now. And release your hands back down. Plant your right palm down. Sweep your left arm towards the sky. Drawing your left hip back. Remember to keep breathing. Always remembering to come back to your breath. And release your hand down. Bringing your left hand to the inside of your left foot and start to heel toe your left foot out towards the edge of the mat. Coming into a lizard pose on this side. You can keep your right leg lifted or drop your right knee. Drop down to your elbows. Maybe keep one hand down, one elbow down. And start to rise out of this, coming up onto your hands, sweeping your left hand to the outside of your left foot, and heel toeing your left foot over to your right side. Coming down onto your shin, bending your knee as much as needed. You can stay here, come up onto your fingertips maybe, sit up nice and tall. And then releasing down onto your forearms, reaching your hands forward, releasing your neck. Noticing areas of tension here, breathing through them. And start to rise up out of our pigeon. Bring our hands back to our knees if we folded forward. Tucking your right toes under, lifting your right leg up, and then sending your left leg up to a three-legged dog. You can open your hip, bend your knee, maybe make some circles. And release back to your downward facing dog. Take a peek back at your feet and start to walk your hands back to meet your feet. Coming into a forward fold at the back of the mat this time. You can keep the knees bent, dropping your chest to your thighs, releasing the neck. And halfway lift, straighten your legs, bring your hands to your shin, gaze forward, spine long. And exhale, release your fingertips towards the mat. Start to heel toe your feet out wide towards the outer edges of the mat. Heels in, toes out. Bend your knees, coming into a malasana. Bringing your elbows to the inside of your knees, pressing your palms together. You can always keep this more active by pressing your elbows into your knees and your knees back into your elbows. release. Bring your hands behind you. Come to a seated position at the back of your mat. Extend your left leg out long. Bending your right knee, planting your right foot to the inside of your left thigh. We're going to move into a one-legged forward fold over our left leg. So on your next inhale, sweeping the arms up towards the sky. Exhale, bend, reach forward as far as you can. And when you've gone as far as you are able to, drop your hands towards the mat. Release your neck. Letting your hands come to rest wherever it's comfortable. Flexing your left toes towards the sky. And crawl your hands back up, sitting up tall. Sweep your right arm behind you. We're going to press into our right hand, lift up our hips, sweeping our left arm up for a modified wild thing. And release. Sweeping the arms up, moving into the forward fold again. Reach, 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 and release our hands, release our neck. And start to crawl out of that pose. Sweep our right arm behind us again. Press into our hands, into our hips for a modified wild thing. Feeling the stretch through the front of our body and release. Coming back into a seat. Start to bend your left knee and bring your left shin on top of your right. You may need to adjust on your mat, centering yourself. Moving into a fire log. You can stay here if this is enough for you, or bring your hands out in front and start to crawl your hands forward, coming into a fold. And if you crawled your hands forward, reach them. And if you crawled your hands forward, move them back towards your legs. Keep your left leg bent now. Extend your right leg out long. Coming into a forward fold. To wild thing on this side. On your next inhale, sweep your arms up. And exhale, bend as far as you can go, and then release your hands down. Flex your right toes. Breathe through the tension. And release. Sweeping your left hand behind you now. Pressing into your palm. Rising up your hips. Wild thing. And release. Sweep the arms up. And forward fold over your right leg. Reach the arms up. Sweep your left hand behind you. Press into your palm. Lift your hips. Wild thing. Really feeling the stretch through the front of your side body, the front of your right hip. And release. Moving into a fire log on this side now. Bend your right knee. Plant your right shin on top of your left. Stay here, sitting up tall, drawing the shoulders down and back. Or start to crawl your fingertips forward, Coming into a forward fold over your legs, releasing your neck. And start to come on out of this. If you've folded over your legs, drawing your hands back to your knees. From here, we're going to make our way onto our backs. So we can scooch our bum forward on the mat. Roll onto the backs, bending the knees, planting our feet firmly on the floor. Letting our arms come to rest towards the side. And pick up your feet. Wrap your arms around your shins, hugging everything in. And then extend your left leg long, keeping your right leg hugged in. And then taking your left hand and then drawing your right knee over off to the left side, reaching our right arm long, maybe gazing towards the right hand for a nice twist. And release, extend our right leg long, drawing our left knee in, bringing our hands around our shin, hugging our left leg in even closer. Coming into a twist on this side, bring our right hand on top of our left knee and gently guide our left knee over and off to the right side, letting our left arm hang out long. Maybe peeking over our left shoulder. And release. Extend our left leg long. Extend our left leg long. Drawing the shoulders down and back. Letting our arms lay off to the side for our final resting pose or Shavasana. You can close your eyes. Notice your breath again. Maybe notice how you feel now at the end of class versus at the beginning. You can stay here for as long as you would like, or when you're ready, you can start to come out of Shavasana by wiggling your toes, wiggling your fingers, maybe stretching your arms up long ahead, do a nice big full body stretch. And keeping your eyes closed, shifting your weight off to one side, pressing into your hand to come up to seated. Crossing your legs. And maybe starting to blink your eyes open. Thank you so much for joining me today. I hope you enjoyed this class. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Leave a comment down below and let me know what kind of class you would like to see next. I cannot wait to see you on the mat next time. Bye.